This week's ADC location of the week is Port Phillip Bay. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Real Fun Lifestyle and Fishing. Well, you guys out there must have learnt by now just how much I love sport. Well, I'm not dedicated to one sport. I love all sports. So today I'm lucky enough and I'm really excited to be joined by Daniel Dillon from Melbourne United Basketball Club and a really good mate of mine, the CEO, Vince Crivelli. Welcome to the show, boys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Now, boys, how do you feel being on the water, not on a nice stable basketball court?
A little bit uneasy, but I'm excited to get out there and give it a go.
Yeah, fair. So, Daniel, tell us a little bit about yourself, mate. You're injured at the moment, from what I understand. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and your career.
I played college basketball in the US before I started professionally, and then I came back to Australia for a couple of years and played with the Dragons and the Tigers before going over to Europe and playing in a few countries. Last year I finished up in Japan, and then now I'm back in Melbourne. Unfortunately injured, but getting through it and hopefully be back on the court soon.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. Have you played with any big names?
Played with a few big names. In college I played with a few NBA players, Jared Bayless, Chase Budinger, Channing Frye, a few of the guys playing still now in the NBA. But yeah, a couple of big name players on the team right now, and hopefully can do some big things in the season in the NBL.
Yeah, awesome. Now, mate, what's the difference between basketball here in Australia, basketball, say, in Europe, and basketball in the US?
In Europe, it's a little bit different. The style's a little bit different, and they're not into much of the flash. It's more technical over there. In the US, I'd say it's pretty much similar to here. It's a big show. The crowd gets into it. Bigger crowds. In Europe, depending on which teams you play for, there's really big crowds. But down here in Australia, it's picked up a lot, and you get a lot of NBA talent coming here and transferring from here back to the NBA, and that's really exciting for Australian basketball.
Yeah, it is. The level has certainly gone up a few notches from what it has in the past, I have to say. Well, mate, I hope you get fit. You need to be fit today. Well, actually, we're not chasing big fish today. You need to be technical today. There you go. We're playing a bit of European basketball today, so you need to be a bit technical today. But you should be right for today. And mate, I hope you enjoy yourself and get better, get fit soon, mate. Good on you.
Thanks a lot.
Now, Vince. Vince. Welcome, mate.
It's been a long time. You've been promising me for a long time.
This is a long time coming, guys, I have to say. Vince and I often speak, and he doesn't mind. He does a bit of fishing. He's got a brother who's a pretty keen fisher, and a lot of the relatives are keen fishermen. And he got out the other week, and he was showing me some pictures, and I was drooling. You smashed the snapper, didn't you?
We had a great day out in the water.
Good session.
Just not too far from here. It was a great session.
Now, mate, CEO, tell us a little bit about what's involved with the CEO, because it's quite a high pressure position, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I think any position of leadership comes with a certain amount of pressure. But when you're working with great people, great talent, and I've certainly got an abundance of incredible staff and great players, great people like Daniel, it kind of takes away that pressure because there's less leadership needed, I think, from time to time.
So, mate, I have to ask you the $1 million question. You happy with the way Melbourne's going this season?
Well, as it stands today, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. We're equal first on the ladder. We've just crossed over the halfway point of the season. I think the boys are in for a really strong second half of the year. A little disappointed with the injuries we've had, things you just can't control. You know, Daniel, we recruited Daniel really specifically to help balance out the team this year and its needs, and 4 days into his contract he unfortunately suffered an Achilles tear, you know, so it's really hard to replace that. So along the way we've had some hurdles, we've been able to overcome them, and we're in a really good position right now. But there's a long way to go. Sport, it's never over. And you know, the thing about sport is, in the business of sport, you're either first or you may as well be last.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same on the court and off the court. You know, like there's no one area of the business that excels any quicker than the other unless they're both firing.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're at the moment.
Yeah, very, very interesting. It's a lot like most businesses, and it is a business. You're either up there or you're
Correct.
not. You know what I mean?
Correct.
There's a saying: second is the best of the losers. You
It
know
is.
what I mean?
First
So
best loser.
yeah. So we just want to keep going. Anyway, boys, you're on my turf now, right? It's not as stable as a basketball court, as I told you. Now you've got a bit of experience as well. You've fished in Arnhem Land, from what I understand.
yeah.
Yeah. So what have you done up there? So just briefly, what sort of fishing have you done up there?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to go out there, and because my sister was dating a guy that was from out there, and got some mangrove jack.
Nice.
It's amazing out there, the stuff that you can fish.
Yeah.
Throw over one side, I'm fishing a shark, the other side a stingray, and then the crocodile's at the back trying to steal what you're trying to fish.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. And there you go, exactly what he said. For those of you that have been lucky enough to go up there, it really is a different style of fishing, because when you get up there, you got to catch the bait, to catch the bigger bait, to catch the fish that you actually want to catch. That's the way the fishing works up there. So what we're actually going to do today, we're going to have a little bit of a crack for the calamari, because we're time pressed here. So we're going to have a little bit of a crack for the calamari, and then we're going to shoot over the other side of the bay, and we're going to have a little bit of a crack for the whiting. And if all goes well, we should be back over here this afternoon, boys. I should be on the cooker, and we should be enjoying our catch. So strap in, guys. Good luck, guys.
Looking forward to it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, boys. Now, what we're going to do, last time I was out here a couple of days ago, and what I found is this actual jig, the orange with the white belly and the pink stripe through it. This was really doing the damage. But a lot of people fall into the trap where they go, oh, this worked last time, I'm going to bang it on again and see what it does. And they don't get anything, and they go, oh, geez, what happened? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try a variety of colours. I've got the orange one there. I'm going to try a white one. I'm going to try pink. Pink often really does well here in Port Phillip. Remember that's one of my secrets. And I'm going to try a dark one. Now, I don't expect this to work, because I have a theory. Bright day, bright jig. Dark day, dark jig. But I still always give the dark jig a run. So, boys, what we're going to do is we're going to put all the colours on. We're going to find out which one actually works. And then we're going to go to that colour with all the rods, and that should start to bring them over the side for us. So here we go, guys. All right, now guys, the way we do it, right, is squid are an ambush predator, right? They look for an easy feed. Easiest feed in the ocean is something that's wounded. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get our jig to simulate a wounded fish. A wounded fish swims like that, right? He can't swim. So
Be like Daniel trying to run at the moment.
bit like that. So we cast him out, and you've got to be quite aggressive. You give your a jig a chance to sink. I'll show you aggressive jigs, right? And you let it sink again. Because we're drifting, you don't have to wind it in. Just let it. The boat will do the winding for you. See, so that's, you're taking up the slack on the line again, and whack, a couple of quick aggressive jigs. Just watch who's behind you. And the best place to get them is right down the bottom. If you can get it within about 1 metre from the bottom, you got more chance of striking it. So try and work hard. Typical athlete, always the first to get on. Like, go on, Daniel, keep the load on the rod. Here we go. I can see him just coming up now. He's only a little bloke, but he is a squid. So let me get under there and walk backwards, Daniel, so you don't ink me, because these little ones are normally more aggressive.
I thought you want to get inked.
Yeah. No, that's Vince.
I thought it was good luck, guys.
Has he caught lunch?
Well, he's caught bait.
Bait. Yeah, that's
There's bait, Daniel.
Ah.
Yeah, you definitely caught bait, Dan.
First squid.
Look at the size of him compared to you. What chances do you have of dunking? How did that feel, mate?
It felt good. First one. I was hoping for a bigger one, but as the day goes on, I think we'll catch some.
It's a start, isn't it, mate?
Exactly.
It's a start. So here we go. Let's see how many of these we can get.
At Brighton Jeep, we don't just sell Jeep, we live Jeep.